If you're looking for a suburb that's clean, safe, walkable, and packed with things to do for the whole family, Suwanee, Georgia should be at the top of your list.
That's right, and today we're going to talk a little bit about why so many families, especially those that are moving from states like Florida, New York, California, tend to fall in love with Suwanee and decide to call home.
And we're going to cover schools, neighborhoods, cost of living, lifestyle, local favorites, plus we're going to share what makes Suwanee different from other North Atlanta suburbs.
Yeah, and by the end, hopefully you're going to know if Suwanee is the right fit for your family's lifestyle. So let's get started.
Hey, I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Allison. We are your North Atlanta relocation experts. Drop us a comment if you have any questions, and feel free to reach out to us via text, email, or go ahead and use that link in the comments and you can set up a 30-minute consultation.
So Suwanee sits about 35 miles northeast of Atlanta in Gwinnett County, and it's consistently ranked as one of Georgia's best suburbs to live in. In fact, Suwanee has most recently been named a Georgia Exceptional Main Streets Community, and this was given to them back in October. So this designation recognizes Suwanee as a top-tier Main Street program in the state, and it recognizes the downtown revitalization efforts. The city also won 2 other awards at the Southeast Festivals for their amazing Suwanee Fest. You've got to check that out. Other recent accolades include Savvy Awards for its creativity and Respecting the Voice of the People Award. So they listen to their community to create this environment in Suwanee, and it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and I think what's so special about Suwanee is kind of like some of the other suburbs that we talked about. You get this really small town charm with access to more of those bigger urban center amenities. People tend to know their neighbors. The city works really hard to create spaces so that people can come together.
Yeah, and if you've watched our videos on Johns Creek, you know how diverse a community Johns Creek is. Suwanee also has a ton of diversity, which kind of brings that big community energy, kind of like you mentioned.
Yeah, and besides the, cultural diversity, you're also going to find amenities and pros and cons for both young families, but also groups in other generations as well. So the older population really tends to appreciate the access to healthcare, as well as the parks in the downtown, all those other things.
Yeah, that's right. In Town Center Park, this is really the heart of Suwanee.
Yeah.
You're going to find families walking dogs, kids playing, there's concerts, food truck Fridays, and local festivals happening almost every weekend.
Yeah, so besides the parks, another reason families love Suwanee is because of the school district. So it's part of the Gwinnett County School District, which is one of the top-rated school systems in the state.
Yeah, high schools like North Gwinnett and Lambert High School, and there's Peachtree Ridge, consistently earn A ratings according to greatschools.org. And from the elementary level to the high school level, these schools have strong academics, elite athletic programs, and overall a lot of community support.
Yeah, that's right. And one thing I think we hear a lot from families relocating to the area is their surprise in how well the public schools are run, the reputation that they have, and they can even rival or beat some of those private education options. So we want to make sure that you had the whole picture though regarding the schools in Suwanee. So we've heard that some of the class sizes have gotten larger as that demand has continued to grow. And while that may be a concern for parents, I think those that are seeking more the individual attention for their children can dig a little deeper if, class size is something that's important.
Yeah, and the best part, you're not paying that private school tuition for that quality education. All right, so housing in Suwanee varies widely, from townhomes to family-friendly swim and tennis communities, and you're finding price ranges in the 500s to luxury estates well into the 2 millions in places like River Club or Edenburg is a high-end luxury neighborhood. The market's competitive with the median listing price of around $650,000 for single-family homes, and although I should mention that home prices are down 2.3% year over year in October, new construction or luxury options can cost significantly more though, although as of recording right now, you may have some opportunities in new construction.
Yeah, so I would say the bulk of the clients that we work with are looking for that 4 to 5 bedroom, single family home, subdivision with amenities, access to shopping and great schools. And generally those types of homes are going to run, low end 700,000 all the way up to 1.1 million or so. And then the housing styles are going to range from traditional brick homes all the way up to modern farmhouses townhouses and even some of those like 70s, 80s split level.
Yeah, so compared to California or maybe New York, the same budget stretches way further in Suwanee. You can actually get that dream home and still have money left over for travel, savings, and all sorts of fun.
Yeah, and if you're relocating here from places in the Northeast or even in Florida, you're gonna love the weather. We have a very mild climate. You're gonna have that warm weather, but you're not gonna have hurricanes, hopefully. And you're not gonna need to use snow shovels, I should say, as often, because we have gotten some snow, but it's very minimal, and really, honestly, you can just get a broom and sweep it right up. So you're gonna get a bigger bang for your buck compared to wherever you're moving from for the most part.
So Suwanee's made for people who love the outdoors. The Suwanee Creek Greenway runs for miles and connects neighborhoods, parks, and the town center. It's perfect for walking, biking, or just taking kids out for an afternoon ride.
Yeah, I mean, the city has over 500 acres of parkland, so really quite a lot of options. I really love Sims Lake Park, which has walking trails, you know, a lake, picnic areas. It's one of the best playgrounds in North Atlanta. All right, so the lifestyle in Suwanee, you know, we've already talked about what really shines within this community, but we have to go back to the Suwanee Town Center. It's really just amazing with its shops and, you know, access to the green space.
You're gonna find restaurants, like Allison mentioned, shops, coffee spots that feel local, not overly commercial. Places like Ippolito's for Italian, or Tequila Mama's a good one for tacos. And Suwanee Coffee Company is right here at the town center, and these are just local staples. So you don't really have to leave Suwanee to find something to do. And you also have the option to venture out to places like Halcyon and Avalon, which are just a 15-20 minute drive away.
And on weekends, families like to hang out at concerts or community events. It's the kind of place, again, where you're gonna see your neighbors, you're gonna see some familiar faces week after week, which is really nice. It really feels like a true community and hometown. And if that wasn't enough, Suwanee recently opened Town Center on Main, which kind of enhances the original town center, as well as the park system here with the addition of the Delay Nature Park and Playtown Suwanee, which is this absolutely cool modern playground. If you have little ones, they're gonna love it.
Yeah, that's right. And there is a new amphitheater there as well. And I mentioned Food Truck Fridays. That's where the Food Truck Fridays happen in this new park, and it's open on the weekends. So there are volleyball courts and just a ton to do in this new area. There is a tunnel, in fact, that connects the older town center to this newer town center area. So if you're coming from somewhere fast-paced like California or New York, this lifestyle kind of feels slower, but in the best way. There's less stress, more connection.
Yeah, and all those things are like walkable within each other. So you can take your kids to the park and then go to the food truck area and grab something to eat. So it's really convenient. Okay, so the cost of living in Suwanee is about 10 to 15% lower than the national average for similar sized cities, okay? Housing is the biggest factor to that cost of living, but it's far more affordable than some of the coastal markets.
Property taxes average around 1% of the home value, and utilities run moderate, maybe $300 to $400 total for a typical family home. Gas is around $3.30 a gallon here, and groceries are right at the national averages.
Yeah, so overall you're spending less, but again, you're getting that better quality of life.
Yeah, exactly. You're not cutting corners, you're gaining space, safety, and community. So why do so many families love Suwanee? I mean, it's that mix of safety, schools, and a real sense of belonging, I think, is the draw to the community.
Yeah, and I think the other thing is safety. It's the kind of place where you can let your kids, you know, go out on their bicycle, grab some ice cream with friends, even walk around downtown, and you're gonna feel pretty safe and good about that.
Yeah, and for many of the families we work with, they're leaving behind expensive, crowded cities, and Suwanee gives them exactly what they're looking for. But more space, less stress, and a lifestyle that feels grounded again.
So that's Suwanee, Georgia, one of the most family-loved suburbs and least talked about in North Atlanta.
If you can picture yourself living this kind of lifestyle, hit subscribe for more North Atlanta neighborhood tours, and let us know if you'd like a relocation guide full of everything you need to know to get started for searching for your perfect suburb.
Yeah, and don't miss our next video, which is the top 5 North Atlanta suburbs for families. And it'll help you see how Suwanee compares to places like Alpharetta, Milton Johns Creek, and East Cobb.
Yep.
We'll see you next week.